Hey guys, welcome to Stacking the Shelves for the weekend of November 19th. Um, this is actually for I think the last 2 or 3 weeks. I haven't been getting a ton of books. I've been pretty busy with stuff. So without further ado, I'll just go through them. The first one I got was for review, and that is Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. This actually comes out in February of next year, and it just sounded really interesting. And some of the preliminary reviews from other readers who have read this on Goodreads are really good. Um, so I got that through NetGalley, and hopefully I will enjoy it. The second book I got from my mom for Halloween, and that is The Girl with the Ghost Eyes by M.H. Burleson. This is supposed to be kind of like a historical Japanese ghost story type of thing. I thought it sounded really cool. And some of the reviews I read on Amazon, they were saying it seems like a pretty good book. So, anyways, I had it on my wish list, and my mom got it for me for Halloween. So, thank you, Mom. And then I did get 3 audiobooks. Those of you who use Audible might have seen that, I think it was last week, Audible had a Lauren Oliver sale. And there are a few different things. Like, I've been wanting to read, I've read a couple of books, but I've been wanting to read more of them. And so I did get Delirium by Lauren Oliver, which is the first in that young adult dystopian trilogy. I actually have this for Kindle. I bought it cheap for Kindle, but I don't know. I'm just not getting around to reading it. And since the audiobook was like $4, I was like, you know what? I'll probably listen to it quicker than I read it. So I went ahead and got that. And then I also got Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. This is one I've just been wanting to read for quite a while. And, you know, again, it was cheap. And then the last one I got is The Shrunken Head, the first book in the Curiosity House series by Lauren Oliver and H.C. Chester. I really like those kind of quirky middle grade type novels, and this looks like it will definitely fit the bill. I actually was not aware that Lauren Oliver was writing this, so anyways, we'll see how it is. The synopsis sounded really, really fun and quirky and interesting, so that's what I got over the last few weeks, just those 5 books. It's hockey season, so we're very busy with that. And then we went out to Gamehole Con, which I don't know if I actually talked about. It was a good convention. It's small. So the biggest issue we had was in between events, there was pretty much nothing to do. So it's not like you could go to the big dealer hall and go see stuff, and there were lots of people in costumes around and all that. There just it wasn't like that. We really enjoyed the events that we did do. We did a Pathfinder Society campaign, and that was for Friday. We went out. It was like 6 hours on Friday afternoon. That was great. My son was there. It was a good campaign. We really enjoyed it. The DM was great. And then on Saturday, we did a play of Ricochet Robots, which actually, it was not my kind of game. It's one of these games where you have to plan like 20 moves ahead and then like try it and see if it works. And I am not a mental planner, especially not at 8 in the morning with no coffee. I was just like, this is way too hard, guys. But my son, who's 9, actually did really well. Like, he had more points than me or my husband. So apparently his young mind can like handle all this strategizing much better than my old tired one can. I don't know. And then Saturday afternoon we went and did True Dungeon. Those who have done Gen Con or Smart Gaming Conventions might be familiar. It's a dungeon that they turn the convention center into like a dungeon, and you walk through it and do puzzles and stuff. My son was super excited. At Gen Con, you have to be 13 or older to do it. Here, you had to be older than 8, so he was able to do it. We had a lot of fun. We ended up going with another couple that was really experienced in True Dungeons. So they had lots of super powerful items. So we defeated the dungeon and had a really good time. And then the last thing we did on Saturday night is we did a murder mystery party. And that was okay. Some of it was really funny, but like the actual resolving of like who killed somebody was kind of, I don't know. It's kind of like there's no way you could have ever predicted that. So it was okay. I don't know if we'll do it again. It was kind of fun to do once. I think my son actually had a really good time, and he was one of only 2 kids there. My only issue was it, and I don't think it actually bothered my son, is it was later. It was from like 8 to midnight. And there's a lot of adult jokes going on that I don't think he got, but a lot of swearing, stuff like that, which we've discussed with him, People can swear. People swear in music. People swear in books, stuff like that. People swear in movies. That doesn't mean you can do it. You know, it's artistic license kind of thing. So he's comfortable with that, and he doesn't like people swearing around him, and he doesn't like to swear, but he understands sometimes it's part of the performance. So he understood that. A lot of the adult jokes, like, there were only two kids there, him and another boy his age. And they were just like, what is everybody laughing at? And then it makes me a little uncomfortable because I think it's funny, but I don't want to sit there and laugh while he's like, ooh, Mom, what are you laughing about? Can you explain that to me? And I'm like, no, I can't really explain it to you. So anyways, that was a really long explanation. But we did have a good time. It's a very low-key conference, which was nice. So the hotel was right across the street from the conference center. It was like a 5-minute walk. It happened to be 70 degrees in November over in Madison. So super nice walk, very close to downtown Madison, lots of nice places to eat. And so overall we had a good time. As I said, the only thing that was a little sad was the dealer hall was very small and not much to do in between. So what we ended up doing was just bringing a box. We have like our Forbidden Island game. We put a whole bunch of different card games in that tin box, and we just throw it in a backpack and bring it with us. So then when we're waiting places, we can just sit down and play a game. So there were lots of open gaming tables and stuff like that for you to sit at and play a game. So we did some of that. Will we go again? I don't know. We might. So we were discussing it, and we did like that it was easy to get into events. The events were cheaper. There were more events my son could do. And it's a shorter drive, and it just was very nice to not have this stress. Like, you go to Gen Con and it's really cool and it's fun, but it's so crowded and so busy, and if you want to do any events you have to plan like right when they open and all this stuff, and so there's just this constant kind of stress there, like you have to get to your events in time and you have to do all this. That was my cats hissing back there. I think they're fighting. I don't know. So it was nice that was so low key. You do feel a little bit like, okay, so I paid for this badge and I'm not exactly what I'm getting with it, because I also paid for the tickets for the events. But aside from that, I'd recommend it if you want to try like a low-key gaming conference. It's not going to have all the flash and excitement and dazzle that like Gen Con has, but if you want to get together and play some new games with some people, it was a good experience. It's supposed to be bigger next year. They're expanding over to the Alliant Energy Center. They're supposed to make the dealer hall a lot bigger. So I'm thinking it's something we might not do every year like we do with Gen Con, but we might do it every other year. Or even, my son actually recommended, like, maybe we could do Gen Con one year and then do Gamehole Con the next year, and then Gen Con and Gamehole Con, kind of alternate them, just because Gen Con is getting so expensive to go to. It's so hard to find housing, and it's such a long drive for us. Anyways, my cat wants to come say hi, the normal one. Here she is, Sarah's. All right, now that I talked quite a while about that, I hope you guys don't mind, but I figure I'd give a little feedback on that gaming conference we went to. We are sitting here and it is like pouring. It's 45 degrees out and pouring rain, which sucks. It's too bad it's not a little colder, because then it would be snowing, and my son heard it was going to snow today and he desperately wants to go sledding tomorrow, which I was like, probably not going to happen. But if it had been a little colder, we would have gotten a ton of snow. So depending on who you are, if you're a kid, you're excited about that. If you're an adult, you think, oh my God, I don't want to drive in that. But either way, okay, now my other cat just hopped behind the camera here, so we'll see what happens. All right, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys have a great holiday season. I do not know if I'll be filming next week because it is Thanksgiving, and we have a rather hectic Thanksgiving weekend. We have a hockey tournament and we have a whole bunch of family stuff going on. So we'll see. So if I don't see you next week, have a happy Thanksgiving. And I will talk to you later. Hope you got a lot of great books to read and you have a great week of reading ahead of you. Bye.